This is Shell here with another edition of Women of Passion. Today we have Genevieve here, and it is March, so you're my March girl.
Yay! I've never
Is
been a
that
March
close?
girl.
What is that? Is sign? What sign is March? I feel like you know these things, right?
The beginning of March is Pisces still,
Okay.
and then the end of March is
we're
Aries.
so we're at the beginning of March, so we're in the Pisces territory right now. Okay, so we're feeling the Pisces.
I'm
Okay,
pretty sure,
Pisces.
yeah.
I wonder if they're compatible. I don't even know if I know a Pisces.
Vanessa is a Pisces.
Oh, duh, because she's February. I was even
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then
She's
I
my
like her.
bestie.
So then you're compatible. So
I
that
am
makes
compatible.
sense. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
The first segment that we talk about normally is just kind of introducing you.
Right.
Okay. And this is you. And I love your shirt. I love, tell me about
That's
this.
the Squidling Brothers show.
That's
that
what I
was
thought.
at the Colony.
Well, it said jelly and it threw me off, but I thought it was Squidling. And
Yeah.
that was such a fun
That was
show.
a great show. Yeah, it was at their two-year anniversary party.
And it was so close. I mean,
Yeah.
to be at, I mean, like they were like, it was
Oh,
literally
right,
like
they were in your
like
lap.
if we were sitting here, they would be stapling something to their body right in front of you.
Right in front of you. It was awesome. It was so awesome.
And I remember, I don't know who the girl was, the lucky one that got to do that, but she was like, she did it like a pro, man.
Right.
We won't name drop her, but
I don't remember either.
Okay, so
Anyway.
let's talk about you. Let's talk
Okay.
about what we're about, and how long you been in Sacramento? Are you a native?
Actually, I was born in Carmichael, and
Okay,
then
really?
yeah.
So was my son. How
Yeah.
funny! Like, and that's like you weren't Sacramento, you were Carmichael,
Well-
California. Doesn't that sound fancier? A Kaiser or what?
No, actually, it was American River Hospital.
Okay,
like
awesome.
Obviously, years ago.
Is that even a hospital now?
No.
Okay.
That's why I was like years ago. And then I moved around a lot as I was growing up because my father was in construction, and he would
Okay.
go where
Where
his
the work
company
is.
had
Yeah.
work. And then I landed in Southern California to go to college, and
Fun.
actually came back to Sacramento when I was in junior high.
So your family?
Yeah,
then-
my whole family's
Okay.
here. And then, yeah, so I came back to Sacramento when I was in junior high, went through high school, then moved to SoCal to go to college, and went there, lived there for 15 years. Never
Wow.
wanted to come back, but events brought me home. So I ended up coming home, bringing my kid home with me, and now,
So your son, I mean, when you moved down, how close were you to the water, the
Oh, God.
elements downtown?
We were 5 minutes from the ocean.
Oh, wow.
Daniel was actually born in a hospital, Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach, and I had a view of the ocean from my hospital bed. So that's how close we were to the water. It was great.
What kind of stuff did you do as a career back then?
I was
Are you a
actually
stay-home
just
mom?
in retail. I know I was
No,
in retail.
just in retail. I mean, you're the heartbeat of the company, you
Yeah,
know. So I
true.
mean, were you front lines, in the cashiering, or were you actually like
sales,
sales
and cashier. I worked at South Coast Plaza, which is like the hoity-toity mall in Orange County.
Oh yeah.
So it was fun. I worked for a stationery
So you
company.
got to see all kinds of people.
All
huh?
kinds of people. And, I really, really learned in that experience to not judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Because people don't look like they have money, and they'll come in and drop thousands of dollars in your store, or they'll come in looking like $1 million and
they
steal
have
something.
nothing. Right. And so, I'm glad you said that. I actually was in retail for many, many years. They threw, when you were young, if you had like the quickness, right, they throw you into management like it's nothing, right? And so they did that once, and this lady came in and she was all dirty and looked whatever, and I just treated her like anyone else, right? And
Everybody's a
she
VIP.
she bought like this particular shoe. I was selling shoes, and she bought one of each color. And I never had a sale like that. And she said, "Thank you. I just got kicked out of Macy's because
there you
they
go.
thought whatever." She goes, "I was gardening," and she had back then the platinum. Platinum back then used to mean something.
Be
Now,
something.
yeah, now it's like nothing. But anyway, so 15 years later, here you are. You've been here in Sacramento.
Since 2006. So what? Going on
Really?
9 years. Yeah.
I transplanted. I went through a change in the same year, and I moved to Sacramento at the same time.
Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But I was just from Vacaville. I didn't have that far of a jump.
I'm all the way from SoCal, but it was good. It's all been good.
How's the schools for your kid, and how's the change for
Well,
I mean, that's not talking about negativity, but I mean, it's like, do you like the schools better in Sacramento than SoCal, or do you wish that academically it was better?
He was in kindergarten. when we were down there.
Yeah,
so
it's
it
hard to
was
tell.
really hard to tell.
Yeah.
He's a great kid. He's super smart, and he's going to succeed at anything that he puts his mind to, because that's just who he is. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But it has been a struggle. But he's a teenager, and that's just normal.
You're
and I'm a single mom now.
You bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan.
And that's actually what ended up bringing me up to Sacramento, or back to Sacramento, is I ended up going through a divorce. And through that, I'm going to say, like, if it weren't for that, I would not be the person that I am today, and absolutely would not be sitting here talking to you today. And so I can never say I regret it for anything in the world. I wouldn't be performing again, and I wouldn't be...
Do you feel like, not that, we all have different phases. We all have different phases in our life. And then through that experience of change, you kind of like question yourself as a woman. That's why I chose you as one of my women of passion, because I could tell our story's similar. I didn't know you came back in 2006. I went through a divorce in 2006 as well. And so, and I didn't know how to come to my own being. I never would have done this.
Right.
But here we are.
Exactly, but here we are.
So that's going to lead into our next couple segments. As far as you are still in the ability in the sales world, but I know you're always looking for the different types of careers. Hey, honey, that's for the next 7.
Keep it on.
That's for the next 7. Whoa, calm it down, all right? So, as far as your job, you're continuing to be a people person.
Absolutely.
You're the heartbeat of the businesses and stuff.
Just took a new position with a company, and it puts me, right in front of people face to face, which I love. I love it, and thriving on that part. There's challenges that go along with that too, because I'm in the ownership of my own schedule, and so I have to be motivated and dedicated, and I have to actually work. And that's hard sometimes. And too, my son is now in independent studies, so he's home as well.
And so you're teaching him.
We're both
like
having
if
to learn
mommy's
this.
screwing off, watching soap operas. Well, why should I do my homework? Because you're not doing your job.
And trust me, it throws it in my face every time I'm doing it. But it's good because it's such a motivator. And
you guys are back and forth. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I went through a huge change when I came back. When I decided to pull myself up from my bootstraps after my divorce, and I started running. And through that, huge changes. I don't want to talk about how much weight exactly I've lost, but I lost a significant amount of weight.
So you changed the whole lifestyle change.
I changed an entire lifestyle change. I never was an athlete before. I added that to my life. And and that had everything to do with, I needed to show my son that it doesn't matter what you've been doing.
Yeah.
It's what you decide to do, and what you're going to do with it.
We're going to talk about that when we talk about your arts in the next segment, and also photography and different things that you highlight in your music. Oh, there's so much more. So I'm really excited.
Yay!
So yeah,
I'm excited.
We're going to be back. This is Show with Women of Passion, and you're sitting here with our first segment, and we're going to do Reality Check TV. And we're back. We are on our phase 2, our second level. We've changed, and she is now, you're wearing your signature Moxie necklace.
Yes.
Before we get into this, Genevieve, tell me about what that means to you. And everyone in the troupe has one?
Everyone in the troupe has one, or at least all the girls. The boys didn't get them.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll have something in the future.
Something in the future for the guys. But it was a Christmas gift from our producer, and, just to tell us all that she loves us, and, we that we're a team. We're a team. And so now we all have our little necklaces. And I usually wear them in photo shoots, or we wear them all together at pre-show stuff.
It actually kind of makes it nice, because then you can unify together with that. And
And people know that, if you can't tell by the way we're dressed already, people definitely know that we're the troupe, and and not a customer or something like that. So
definitely. Well, that's wonderful. I love your piece here. Do you make jewelry? How do you find your jewelry? Do you you shop around them? Don't tell all your secret spots, because I want you to tell me about them later. Remember we talked about shopping?
Right. No, actually, I do a lot of thrift store shopping.
Okay.
I also do a lot of estate sales.
Okay.
Estate sales in old,
because that looks like
neighborhoods
an old
are
piece.
Good. This is this is new.
It is.
And these are antiqued, but it just looks they just look old. But I do a lot of the stuff that I wear when I'm on stage.
Yeah, we're going to talk about costumes in the next segment. So you didn't make this dress,
No, I did
not. You could. if you wanted to? I mean, are you a seamstress or do you just, what is your, we'll talk about that next time. Don't worry about that. So as far as the Moxies go, you're a singer or are you a dancer?
I am a singer.
Are you aspiring a little bit of a dance, or is that like you got to go to the show and find out?
A secret that I'll share.
Just tell me.
Well, I might be doing a performance with another Moxie.
Okay.
I very likely will not get down to the nitty
but
gritty.
I don't think you have to. I think the essence of it, and so will she get to the nitty gritty?
I don't know. Maybe
you'll have to watch that as well.
You'll have to find out. But yeah, that's
in the
kind
future.
Of the thing.
You don't know when, but if you come to a show, maybe it'll be that one, huh?
Maybe in the future.
Tell me about since we're talking about the Moxies and music. How long have you been singing? I mean, I know that in the first second when we talked about how you went through transition and stuff, did you sing as a younger woman and then put that on hold, or?
Actually, I've been performing since I was in elementary school.
Okay.
I was always part of the, little shows and stuff that went on, and I was typically in the choir or the chorus, and I did a few solos here and there. And then I went to college and graduated with a theater degree. So, I mean, that was my aspiration in life, was to be an actress.
Tell me about that experience at college and a theater degree. I mean, so do you, as part of the class, obviously you have to do the theory, and any degree, you have to always do the theory of whatever. But how is it like live performing at the theater? Or?
God, I love live performance. It's like it is my lifeblood, if you will, kind of thing. And having been married for a large portion of time in a not so healthy relationship, I lost touch with that for like 10 years of my life. And then it just recently got on board again and started doing stuff. But I had not actually performed in a stage environment for 20 years before my first performance with the burlesque troupe.
Wow,
so.
But you still practice your voice, right? You sang in the car.
Karaoke or in the car, things like that for sure. I was always singing.
What's your passion then with your music style?
More bluesy, jazzy stuff. I kind of have a lower range, so it fits a little bit better. And a lot of the stuff that I do for the show is really traditionally sort of burlesque songs. I am going to start moving into a little more modern or contemporary music.
Have you ever written music?
I have not. I don't even know how to read music.
Okay, are you a writer?
I mean,
have, like, yes. Dear Diary.
God, you're so funny. She's tapping into everything and she has no idea. So I just recently went through, yes, I'm definitely a journaler, right? Okay, and I do write poetry in my journal sometimes too. But I just went through my garage the other day and found all my writings.
You still have?
Everything. I have high school stuff and college stuff. But in my college stuff, because I was a theater major, I have a one-act play that my best friend and I in college wrote. And we've been talking about pulling it back out and working on it, and
well, I happen to know some film people.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing this. That's a whole nother story, a little project at the end of the month, but. So maybe I can whisper in that film person's crew, and because maybe we need to have a live performance play, right? Your life, is it your life story?
No, but it's
a story you wrote.
It is a story that my friend and I wrote.
Of some maybe a truth there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, fiction. Absolutely. There's a lot of it really touches on the conscience.
How exciting! So you wrote that like for a grade or your thesis or whatever. Like you had to write a play.
Senior project, yeah.
Senior project. Wow.
Had to write. Act and direct in
I was like play. In the parking lot of some parking lot somewhere, cutting school. Maybe I was at Bodega Bay or Stinson Beach.
Hey, that's fun too.
So I don't have that experience, but I'm so envious of people that have had that. Like you could have class reunion. That's how like normal you are. I mean, as far as no disrespect. Okay?
No. I'm
like,
actually friends with a lot of high school friends on Facebook still, and college friends, and we did.
So you're turning out the way they expected. Okay, you took a little bit of a break, right? But they're like,
but now it's like,
back.
There she is. That's the one.
All right, there's our girl.
Yeah, exactly. And I was talking to you earlier, and one of my friends messaged me today. One of my high school friends. I haven't seen her since our 20-year reunion.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want to come to your show. And I was like, oh, cool, that's awesome. And then she messaged me today, and she said, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, I'm just honored that you thought about me, like that you thought to come see me. Like, that means a lot. And anyway, there's plenty of chances.
There's going to be footage in the future. So let's talk about some shows that are coming up. I know you have a show on Friday, which by the time this airs, this will be, but let's just, what are you going to do on Friday? What's Friday?
So Friday is Salute to Sacramento. And so those of you who will go to see it will see this and know what I'm talking about. And we're just doing songs about Sacramento, play on Sacramento.
Fun.
All different kinds of
I don't think
Sacramento
anyone's ever done that. I mean, it's like, it's weird. It's like you get salute to San Francisco and the big cities, but Sacramento, we're really, trying to make it. Why not? It's very cool. It's just not. It's like people don't know. It's like a best kept secret kind of thing.
Absolutely, and normally this time of year you would get something St. Patty's Day. So we wanted to do something a little bit different,
right,
and take it off the beaten path. So
that's good.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's going to be a good show. But
and where to highlight your club?
Sure,
so is it always the same club?
It's going to be the same venue.
Okay. Let's talk about that venue because we talked about that earlier, and maybe I'm not alone with. I've never been there, you know, so I'm excited when we go in May.
Awesome! It's Midtown Barfly, and it's on L and 21st. And if you're familiar with, there used to be a restaurant there, and there's no longer the restaurant there, but the Barfly, the actual bar, is still there.
Okay.
So,
original owners or new owners?
I'm not sure about any of that. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know any of that.
But they're cool. They like you.
Yes, they love us. You know, we're still there, so that's a good thing. And we seem to bring in a good crowd. We've sold out every show we've had there.
Okay? Speaking of that, what is the capacity then? What is the sellout crowd to you?
I think I'm going to say 160.
Wow, that's a big venue.
Yeah,
I mean, big for.
Because there's a lot of there's some standing room. It does get cozy if it's full. It gets cozy, but there's different tiers of seating. You can get cabaret seating, which is right up front. You'll pay a little bit more for that, but you're right up on stage.
You get that full experience.
Right, exactly. It's all in your face.
And are people? Are you okay? I know you have professional film crews that come out. You have photographers that come out, but are you okay with people taking cell phone pictures during the dancers, or is there restrictions on that, or do you even know?
I don't believe that it's
sometimes
ever
they
announced.
don't allow.
Yeah, it's never announced, as far as I recall, that you can't take pictures. I'm sure if there was an incident where we decided that was, somebody didn't want theirs taken, we'd have to put out that disclaimer.
A guest person that said, okay, this is just no paparazzi.
Exactly. So, but yeah, that's not been a problem at this point. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's great. So now talk about your shows that are coming up in April.
April, we are going to do. I believe that we settled on a circus theme.
Ooh. Don't want to tell too much, fun. Right? Because people are watching, right? So, but a circus theme, so that's cool.
Yeah, and so it'll be in our
that could go in so many directions.
Advertising, absolutely.
Really, I mean,
definitely can. So
yeah,
it'll be a lot of fun.
How do you decide the music? I mean, do you have your choreographer, your director? Do they handpick, or do the dancers get to?
Absolutely. We have a lot of artistic freedom in what we decide to do. Our producer is very open to listening to all angles of how we came about bringing it to the theme.
Sure. She might have a vision, but obviously you can elaborate on.
It really is a group effort when it comes to the vision.
Okay.
So we discuss it, we go through it. We have a lot of online. We have our own page that we go through on Facebook and have a lot of conversation.
Speaking of that, say Moxie Facebook/.com.
I'm fairly Midtown Moxies.
Midtown Moxies.
If you search Midtown Moxies,
there's not another one, right? It'll pop right up.
Moxies, and you'll find us and like us, and you'll get all the information about where the shows are. It's every first Saturday at Midtown Barfly on Ellen 21st.
Oh, that's good that you have it. Okay, so it's a first. You said first Friday?
First Saturday.
First Saturday, so it doesn't affect second Saturday.
Right. We were
very smart.
We did get second Saturday for Valentine's Day, which actually was an amazing show, and I'm going to try to get some footage for you guys to share.
Speaking of that, who do you want to who filmed it? Do you even know, or am I pulling?
I think the person who filmed that one might have just been a family member of a guest.
Hey,
so
if it's compatible, and we can
I'll see what I can do about getting something, or at least any of our shows, just so we can put something up there. But again, Midtown Moxies and Midtown Barfly is where we're showing. So.
Cool, and then you're also going to do a little guest thing with us, which we're very excited about, our 3-year anniversary.
Excited.
Just to tease it, she is going to do 2 songs. One song's custom for a special someone. Well, I'm not going to say the person's name because,
it's private.
It's private, and but it won't be private after we film it and exploit it all over the place. So know that it's only private until it happens.
Right.
So definitely excited about that.
I'm so excited. It'll be my first. Something outside of the Moxies. So it'll be my first performance outside of the Moxies. Great. Really. So and very exciting.
We support the Cafe Colonial.
Absolutely.
The Cafe Colonial and then the Colony. The both of them together. We really support that. And I know that the Moxies are, they might even do a little guest little thing too. We might, that might be a little, we're not sure,
Some girls hanging out.
Yeah, there might just be some, some eye candy there on the bar, I don't know. What else can we say about the Moxies? You guys do have a shared page, right? And each lady has like a bio that you can click on and go to their individual pages, right?
Yeah, we're working on getting our website really up to speed with all of that, because we are, starting to get a lot of press.
You guys are in the
oh my gosh, so many great things are happening. Yeah. We're sponsoring the Sammys.
Oh my God! Thank you for bringing that up. I knew there was one other thing.
We are sponsoring the Sammys.
We are
very
excited about that. We're going to follow you guys. We're going to be there all night because we're filming. Because we have not only do we have bands that have worked alongside Reality Check for the last couple years that are nominated this year, but also one of our crew members is nominated for Best New Artist and also MC. So we're going to be there all night long, and we just can't wait. So are you guys going to perform, or is that like
I'm not sure if there's going to be any performances, but we are definitely going to be there and representing.
So you're like mingling or have a booth or something?
We're guests, definitely there.
We will stand out. It's not like we can't
right. No,
miss
you'll
you.
definitely know who we are.
Find you?
Just look for the necklace.
Okay,
I mean, you'll
maybe someone will have a boa or something. I'm sure
someone will have a boa. Look for corsets and fishnets
tassels?
and boas and
that's
tassels.
Too much. You have to go to the show to see a tassel. I would think,
Maybe on my,
Oh, speaking of that, I don't know if you can. How far? Can you go all the way? There we go. Okay, love her. That's Cinderella. Okay, I am the wicked stepsister. Okay, that's all I can say is that I cannot. I don't think I can do what she just did because I never was a dancer. But I definitely couldn't. Oh, I love your shoes.
Thank you.
Is that one of your little treasures? Huh?
I love these. I went shopping for jewelry one day and found these. So
that's isn't it fun to be a girl?
Oh my God, I love being a girl.
In the next segment we're going to talk about your craft and your arts and how you make things and talk about the people that inspire you. Okay, talk about you got a friendship tattoo and just the art of just really loving somebody like that. And ultimately, to have a friend like that is really special. So stay tuned for who I'm talking about next. And we're back, our final segment with Genevieve. It's been really great. I love your outfit.
Thank you.
This segment, we're going to highlight your craft, your art, the special people that have worked with you along your side this last few years. Let's just start with, one of your passions is, creating clothes, whether it was from scratch or just taking an outfit and, refurbishing it.
Right.
What you're wearing right now, is this something that you've created? Or
I
is this
did.
Okay, so tell me about this. Tell me about it. How did you do this?
So I go to thrift stores a lot and old estate sales and things, not just to get jewelry and things like that, but I also collect a lot of old patterns, vintage patterns, even current patterns or even in like 80s and stuff, because there's fun stuff you can pull from that. And so I do a lot of collaboration of different patterns, and then sometimes I'll throw in my own fashion design there too. So this was like a collaboration of maybe 3 different patterns and my own.
I love the splash. I don't know if I've ever seen this type of pattern with blue, and then you have the beautiful shoes as well. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because you can do that. I mean, for me, I'm afraid of color. I mean, even though I know it's fantastic, but I could
Look
never.
At you.
I know, and I threw some color on just for you. Okay, I was trying to be artistic for you. I love it.
Thank you.
So you've made some costumes over the years for different organizations, for some small films, and for some collaborating theater projects around town.
Yeah. I've worked with Frankie Vanity. I can mention her name.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I've worked with Frankie Vanity, and we worked with some Halloween haunt, and we did some work with them doing their costuming. We've also worked together and done a couple independent films, Shadow over Sacramento and Sinner and Saints, with some film students and some film makers. Not even just students, but all just regular makers.
So did they have costumes on site, or did you create them from scratch? I mean, did you modify?
No, we with the haunt, you do some modifications, you do some creations, you do the whole thing. It's really bringing somebody else's artistic vision out, and so it's super fun and very creative and very open. We're able to do a lot. And then with the movies, yes, we made some things from the ground up. We built some projects.
Do you have stock stuff that you can go, okay, this is my my hope chest, okay?
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
where I keep all my stuff and
I
my
have a costume closet. I have a whole room in my house that is my it's where I sew, make, design,
Oh, we're gonna
create
have to
costumes, and
Can you take
have stuff.
Can you take, just for the essence of this interview? Can you take a little like
Oh no.
selfie or just one picture of the corner of
I'll
your
try,
madness,
yes.
and we'll try to put that up. And we're also
Yeah.
gonna try to maybe highlight a couple of the costumes that you made over the
Yeah.
years. If you have a photo somewhere, we can pop that up at this time. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So you've worked around town doing that, and you, of course, there's probably going to be stuff always in the future. They can contact you on Facebook.
Yeah,
or-
absolutely. I'm always up for a challenge. I like to build things. My father was a carpenter, or,
Okay.
you know, and
Okay, so it's in your blood. You're a
yeah,
creator.
and my mother, I mean, my
And you're a
grandmother.
giver, and you've been in service all your life,
Yeah.
and so it kind of
Yep.
just ties together.
Yeah, I've made costumes for some photo shoots for my best friend and a couple other models. Put together some things, helped them collaborate and make and put together their costumes.
You do their makeup as well and hair, or just the
I
the
will
clothes?
help, but I'm not a makeup or hair
Yeah,
artist.
yeah,
You know,
me either.
I
It's like,
barely
I'm-
get by doing my own. So
I have not. I've yet to master the eyelash. Okay, and it's uncomfortable.
I have to
too.
wear them,
and
too.
I always walk around like, what's happening here?
oh, it
for-
feels like I have shades on when
Yes.
when I'm wearing them.
But then the other ones I see that they just wear it all the time, so I think they're just natural divas.
they may be.
Probably.
I like to play dress up. That's what I love so much about the last. You know what I do in the last
spoke earlier
segment.
about your inspirations in women in your life, and you talked a lot about your grandma and your father's mother.
Yes.
Yes. What was her specialty in pattern? Was she a seamstress?
She
or-
was. Honestly, she did everything: crochet, knit, seamstressing. She always did macrame and ceramics and paintings. And
Okay, wow.
I mean,
so you were raised
everything.
around that. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she encouraged you to create your passions.
Absolutely. And then my father and my grandfather are both carpenters and furniture builders and, you know, things of that sort. So it just, you know, and I think that's a part of me as well. Like I like to build costumes. Like I like things to be
Okay, so building.
constructed.
So you do you know how to do corsets? I know that
I
Frankie
don't.
does. Okay, that's a
but I'm learning a little
specialty,
bit
right?
from her. You know,
She should be
we
her
built.
you're her apprentice.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's totally an artist.
Yeah, she's great. She's
the
great.
real
And
deal.
our birthdays are only 3 days apart.
Okay.
And we're like 6 years apart or something like that age wise. But it was so crazy because we can literally be talking about a project and finish one another's sentences because we know it's like we immediately understand what each other is talking about when it comes to the vision that you're seeing. And so it's kind of cool because I think that has a lot to do with the Taurus sort of connection that we have and the sort of artistic connection that we have.
How did you
but it
learn
works
about
really
the
well
different
to
signs? I mean,
collaborate.
how did you learn about? Is that part of like you being in college and
You know what?
learning stuff? Or is that- I'm a Capricorn. Okay, so
Yes.
why are we
I love my
compatible?
Capricorns.
You love your Capricorns.
I love my
Okay.
Capricorns. Capricorns are very influential in my life.
Okay.
My grandfather was a Capricorn. My
Okay.
grandmother, the one that we're speaking of, is a Capricorn. Numerous people in my life that are very inspiring to me.
Okay.
They're very ambitious people, and they're hardworking,
Yeah.
and they're strong, and
that compliments
resilient,
you.
and
That
I love
compliments
that. Yeah, and it inspires me and it encourages me, and I want to be more like that. So, and I'm a bull. So I have that strength and I have that drive, but I get a little bit distracted sometimes, and I'm very stubborn. So if I think that I want to do something, but I'm like wary, it's going to get hard to make me move. It's hard to make me
You
move.
inspire me because I know a lot of things, but I'm not sure what category it belongs in, so I can't do a full self-assessment properly. So that's my goal this year, is to actually read a book. So could you recommend? Because like normally for me, I know this is a big deal. Like if I read a book, then I want a certificate, or I want a crowd of people going, "We're so proud of you." Okay, so what if I was going to learn something about like maybe self? Do you have any books that you would recommend for me? I mean, you seem like you're a reader.
Yes, but mostly I try to read fiction. I try to
whether
read
it's
self-help
fiction,
books. Okay,
you know, it's okay. It
But
could be fiction.
I don't
Fiction
know,
can
gosh,
help me.
You know what? I'm gonna say that one of my favorite books, favorite
Okay.
books is oh goodness, why can't I think of it? Okay, to read The Color Purple. Like
okay,
it was
'cause I watched the movie, of
it
course.
was a book before it was a movie. So
Read that, huh?
read it. It's a great movie.
Interesting.
And then there's Zora Neale Hurston. I can't remember the name of the book all of a
Oh,
sudden.
that's okay. I threw a book
escapes
at
me,
you,
but-
you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about books either. Okay, so back to the art. So we were thinking you've worked with some photographers over the years. Yes?
Mostly I work for the models actually because I'm creating the costumes for
You're
the
behind
model.
scenes. That's what I love. That's what Reality Check's all about. We're about behind the scenes people. How did you get there? How did you get inspired for that. So you're working with the models. I know you worked with Vanessa. That kind of ties into like besties. When you were getting ready, I noticed this beautiful tattoo.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I don't know if you can just kind of turn without it getting too. Kevin, could you get a close up of that right there? Can you see? This particular tattoo is inspired by your best friend, Vanessa, and tell us about that a little bit.
Well,
and she was our Women of Passion in January, by the way, just for a point of reference.
Yes. So there's this artist, Jen Ponce, and Vanessa had gone to her, and she was doing, she had interviewed her, and she got some artwork done that was reflective of me. And and we always talk about heart. Well, first of all, I have hearts. Almost all my tattoos are hearts.
Okay.
Don't know why, it just sort of became a theme on me, and so
I love hearts.
I've grown with it.
Yeah.
It's funny because that whole stubborn bull thing, I was always like, no. And now I'm trying to learn to embrace that part of me. So I went to Jen and I just said, and spades. We have this thing about spades, and spades have a lot to do with trial and tribulation and strength and kind of building up from that.
Sure.
So hers is a spade with a lace, sort of sugar skull in it. And I went to Jen and I said, I want it to be a blood splatter. She's like a sister from another mister kind of thing. Like, I have two wonderful, beautiful, wonderful sisters that I'm very, very close to. And she's just part of the gang. Like, she's part of the family. My parents ask about her and, everything. So she's one of my girls, my sisters. And so it's blood, it has a lot to do with blood. So when I went to Jen, I was like, I just want a blood splatter and a spade. And I wanted it to be sort of this negative space thing where it was open and stuff.
It's beautiful. I think she nailed it. She's a beautiful artist.
She came to me with this great picture.
Who's the artist that did the tattoo?
Jen Ponce.
Jen Ponce.
Yeah,
okay.
she. I'm not sure where she's tattooing right now though, so I can't,
we'll find
boast
her.
that.
She's out there.
Yeah, she's out there. She's on Facebook.
So what's next? You're creating clothes. You're like in the last segment. You're working with the Moxies. If I wanted to contract you, or if somebody that can contact you on Facebook and they wanted to say, okay, I have this special event and come measure me, you'll come to their home on your spare time?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done some work from my friends that cosplay, I mean, just minor stuff. But I'm willing, if you're willing to work with me, I'm willing to, build whatever, because I want to try to bring your vision to life in whatever it is that you want created. So, and that's what's fun for me. Just give me time, I guess.
Yeah. So spell out your Facebook right now so we can get all the digits up. I know we're going to highlight your last segment with the Moxies and put that's a separate Facebook. But what's yours?
Genevieve Bradbury Bohan is my name on Facebook.
And you're pretty easy to find as long as they spell it out. We'll put it out there. Yeah. You just pop right up.
Right
up.
I'm, I think, probably the only one of that full name.
Okay.
And then there is my character name, Verity Von Blue. And you can find her on Facebook as well. And
how do you Verity Von Blue? We'll have to
Verity Von Blue. Yes. True Blue. It sort of translates in several different languages to True Blue.
Oh, really?
So that's
Have you ever had blue hair?
I have not. I had
What
red.
kind of colors? Okay, you have red. You have black. That's closest to your natural color.
Closest to my natural color. Yeah. But I used to have like black, like jet black, and then red Betty Bangs, like bright red Betty Bangs. Once upon a time. So.
Oh, do you have a picture of that?
I probably do.
Can you send us one of those? Oh, yeah. Flashback.
I was in my 20s.
Yeah, I need to see those. I need to see those red Betty Bangs. Did you do sports?
I did. I was in soccer in high school.
I swear you must have did it when I stalked you on Facebook. Haven't you did flashback pictures?
I had that picture. Yeah, my Throwback Thursday picture is me and my soccer ball and his curls. I had a perm, It was the 80s or early 90s.
I have super curly hair. I straightened it today, but I actually, back in the 80s, I got spiral perms. And then my hair went crazy after like 19 or 20. It just started growing out of my head curly. But before that, it's like
It's
weird.
Babies. I think
that was baby stuff?
Yeah.
Baby hair?
Yeah. Well, and I know after I had children, my hair totally
Is that
changed.
what it was? Yeah, that's what happened. I had 3 kids in 5 years. Yep. Oh, babe. So, okay, so we highlighted all this stuff. Who else do we want to thank besides, who else has been like, you want to just, this is your time.
Wow. Well, goodness. All my family. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, my parents and my sisters and, my son, he My son inspires me to be everything that I am. Anything that I do is for him, because I want him to see that you can be and do anything you want. You can change.
Today's March 8th, okay, just for point of reference in the date. And today actually is annual Women of Power or Women of look it up, okay? We'll point it up there, but I just watched the news and it's a special National Women Day today.
Oh, great!
So it's like it's kind of cool. You're talking about all this inspiring things, and it's the day to do it. So,
but of course, my bestie Vanessa, she's my girl, and I don't know, we've been through so much together, and she challenges me. And she keeps it real, and you can't ask for a better friend than somebody who's going to keep it real.
Too, right? She'll tell you if you're being a dick.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes,
or if you're being amazing. I'm sorry, for lack of a good word.
Easy to take.
Girls can be dicks too. Okay?
Of course, she hates it too when I point it out. Yeah, she doesn't really like it either. But it's something that you have to do. It's that dose of medicine you have to take, and the only people mostly that are going to give it to you are those who really truly love you and aren't going to try to beat around the bush about it.
I think you're really approachable. So if there's a random stranger, a random cyber that sees this video and they want to come up and say hi, it's not awkward, right?
Oh no, God, I'm such a people person.
Okay, so tell them not to be afraid.
Yeah.
I've met some people who were like, "Oh, Shell, I saw you at the show." I'm like, "Really? I didn't say hi." Well, you were like,
everybody has their off day, but most of the time, like if I'm hanging out at the cafe and you want to come sit down and have a beer, let's talk, dude. Yeah, I'm down.
Totally. And talk about whatever. So
whatever.
I think it's been cool. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I just want to say thanks out there to the people that watch the Women of Passion series. Our next one is going to be really cool too in April. I'm not going to tell you the name yet because we're not dealing with her yet. But I'm just really glad that you came. So
me too.
So
I'm very excited. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you.